Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the video, and today we're going to be taking on the 4.7 Spiral Abyss with an Overload Arlecchino team, as well as a traditional Hypercarry Neuvillette team with Furina. Now, before we begin, there are two things I want to point out. Number one, we will not be using CHEVREUSE because I do not own a CHEVREUSE, so maybe this will be more relatable for some of you who either don't have a good enough CHEVREUSE or who simply don't have it like me. And then I will also point out that we are using a level 70 R1 White Tassel. Now, the reason this is because I did pull a double Arlecchino, so I do have a C1, so I do keep my White Tassel at R1 and level 70 to try and compensate for that, so this is more relatable, instead of using the Jade Wing Spear I would normally use. But with that being said, let's just head right into the Abyss, real quick, and build our teams. Now, like I mentioned, we don't have CHEVREUSE, so this is going to be the team we are going with. I could also replace xiangling with baizhu, but since 2 out of 3 floors on the first half are mostly single target, I will only be using fischl because this team is stronger in single target. And then on the second half, like I mentioned, we will be going for this team. And with that being said, let's just get right into it. Alright, and here we are in Chamber 1, and we get ourselves a very useful normal and charge attack buff. Now, obviously, we are going to have to fight the 3 Doritos here, whatever you want to call them. So we are just going to go into our regular team rotation, and hopefully we can knock this guy back into the others so we can deal damage to them as well. Although, okay, never mind. Just want to make sure we stay in the ring of Bennett's burst here so we can deal as much damage as we can. And luckily, we will have our skill ready here for the Ruin Guard. That's the one. Now, as you can see, I am doing EQE on my Arlecchino, because if I don't, then there's just a little bit of uptime, like downtime for our xiangling's ult. Luckily, we are able to one-cycle all the enemies so far. Hopefully, it goes the same for these Ruin Drakes. I mean, I'm trying to commentate right now, but everything is just dying too fast. So, once again, we go into another EQE to make sure we get enough pyroparticles, as well as, once again, preventing any downtime. Because this basically gives us a perfect rotation, and you know, it allows us to squeeze out just a little bit more damage as well as pyroparticles. Now I am going to focus on this Drake because he has slightly lower HP, and we're not exactly able to one-cycle it, but we can set up on those guys for the most part, so we don't really have to wait here. Time-wise, we're looking pretty good, I'd say. As long as, actually the good thing here is we won't get CC'd, and these guys, okay. They're not grouped up, but they're not too far apart either, which is fine. So we're going to be able to clear in exactly... Never mind, not exactly. Exactly 91 seconds. I mean, you know, 90 seconds is the goal. We managed to clear in 91. Considering the fact that that team is slightly more single target focused, in my opinion, then I will take it. But you know what? It's fine now. Unfortunately, I mean, okay, our baizhu didn't get CC too bad there, but... you know, slight time loss, which when we're dealing against like 3 waves of enemies is not ideal, but I guess it's fine. Luckily, we do still have 1 charge attack here. Now, the thing is, I actually don't want to hit both these guys at the same time, because I do want to knock them kind of into each other. Actually, I'm just remembering now we have kazuha, so I can just bring them together. So, never mind. Anyway, they should just die here. Now, the good thing is they still have some Hydra on them, so I can time this kazuha out perfectly to get... And I lied, I will not time it perfectly to get Hydra on them, but luckily I was able to time it perfectly to avoid getting knocked back by them. Which, you know, since we're not using like a Zhongli shield, then it can happen, but... yeah, now these guys should basically die to 3. Now I am just going to drop a couple of normal attacks here. And this will get just die slightly quicker, please. Okay, there we go. Cool. So I was able to set up so we can basically go right into attacking on our Neuvillette, and we do have 20 seconds here. As long as we don't get interrupted by them, we should be fine. Obviously, Baizhu's shield will help out with that, and we just about managed to get it. We have like about 15 seconds spare, I think it was, something like that, but yeah, we managed to clear it in time. Obviously, Arlecchino did pretty decent on the first half, and I'd say now is when our Arlecchino is going to shine, because now the first half will turn into single target floors, even though they have a bunch of HP. We should be fine, and then I think our Neuvillette will be able to handle the rest pretty easily. Honestly, if you ask me, Chamber 1 is the hardest chamber in this Abyss, but with that being said, enough waffling from me, let's move right onto the second chamber. Alright, and here we are in the second half. Now we do get ourselves an ER buff, which I mean won't increase our damage, but it can be a nice failsafe, I guess. We did actually manage to catch all 5 particles on our bennett here, which is Very nice for us, and we can start attacking now. There we go. Okay, lovely. Now the nice thing would be is if he would just stay in the middle. Okay, to be fair. Okay, and now we can iframe this with our ult. Perfect. Now I'm just okay. Never mind. He's gonna stay in the middle. Now normally I like it when he teleports straight away, and then I hope that he stays there. But you know, as long as he stays here for a while, okay. Never mind. Just had to run it. Can we dodge? Yes, we can. Okay, there we go. Very nice. Now, like I said, it would be nice if we had a bennett on us right now, but we don't, so I guess it is what it is. But we can get our bennett burst down right now, as well as everything we need. Now, I mean, okay, dodge. Okay, perfect. There we go. Very nice. Now, again, since we can just start off a chamber with an E and a Q and an E, then... Oh, wait, I don't have my infusion. Oh, I forgot to collect my infusion. Whoops. Okay, I could have probably saved myself like an extra 5 seconds there, but either way, we cleared in just about a minute. As you can see, that Arlecchino team is very strong when it comes to single target. I will touch on it a little bit more after we beat this chamber, but this is our focus for now. We don't get to swell Hydro. That's unfortunate, but these aren't the enemies which will give us any massive problems anyway, so it shouldn't be too big of a problem. And there we go, they die at the same time. Perfect. Now, just want to make sure that these guys go down pretty easy. I mean, they can do like a fair bit of damage to you and like spread apart, but again, we have... Okay, we don't swirl Hydra once again. Pro Genshin Impact player, as you can tell, but okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, we are on the Rift Hounds now. Now, just gotta hope that they don't interrupt us. Okay, there we go, we're fine. We are really feeling the fact that we're lacking Furina's buff here, as well as any Hydro swell. I ult right now just to make sure that we swell Hydro instead of missing, and that will just give us some nice extra damage as well. So we basically have a perfect rotation set up for the next wave, which spawns in as soon as we kill the Self-Wolf. It would have been nice if they went down at the same time, but that's fine. We do still have one beam left for these guys, and I mean, they should go down pretty easily as well. But then again, our Arlecchino just cleared so quickly in the first half that, like, we don't really need to work. Can you please stop doing that? That is the most annoying thing about this floor, just this spinny guy. All the enemies are pretty easy, other than the fact that this guy can just get really annoying. Since we have time to spare, we can save our Neuvillette ult. I would rather start off a chamber with it, so... Yep, okay, and we clear with about 12 seconds left, and there you go. I mean, that's mostly thanks to just how quickly our Arlecchino cleared. As I said, it's a very strong team for the first half, as long as you can get past the first chamber. And, I mean, yeah, I think the gameplay did all the talking, so we might as well move on to Chamber 3, where our Arlecchino is going to be 1v1ing a 2.2 million HP boss, whilst our Neuvillette takes on 2 Consecrated Beasts, so I will see you guys in a second. Alright, and here we are in the final floor now. Okay, elemental skill damage won't help us on either side, so I might as well take the attack buff for the defense down. I mean, it will help us out in this half. Ooh, I managed to catch my particles on Bennett again. That's very nice. But, yeah, honestly, since this guy basically, like, never hits us, it's fine if we have our defense down. And then we're going to avoid all damage on our Neuvillette anyway, so we should be fine. Luckily, xiangling's Paronado, and... Okay, where the hell is this guy? Oh, okay, then. Okay, just... That should be fine. Unfortunately, we don't get particles on our Bennett or xiangling, but... You know what, we'll be fine either way. We can just collect our hit, and then I saw an 82k. That's some pretty decent damage. And you know what, this guy's HP for 2.2 million is going down incredibly fast right now. Now, obviously, you know, our Arlecchino is pretty decent, but we've basically been able to kill this thing, like, right after he goes down. That was a 45-second clear. If you have any doubts about the power of an Arlecchino Overload team in this Abyss, then, no longer fear, because it's very OP now. Obviously, this is very much a single target variant, but, you know, it definitely got the job done. Now, I am just gonna try to avoid some of these guys' hits with Kazuha. Okay, we don't get to swell the Hydra, that's unfortunate. Although, maybe we did a double swell thanks to the hold skill, but, or maybe that was just too much pyro, I'm not too sure. But, yeah, only one of these guys survives, and it's not for much longer. Now we do have all the Consecrated Beasts. Now, the good thing is, obviously, we can hit these guys with our Neuvillette laser, sorry. Dodge that big hit over there. get everything we need, and then hopefully we can get some hydro here. Never mind, this time it's an electro swell. First it was a pyro. Okay, one of our lasers just got completely cancelled by this guy. That's slightly annoying. Well, honestly, normally the third laser doesn't have any buffs up, so that doesn't bother me too much, although it is just a bit of a shame. Okay, I meant to dodge last second, but I just didn't. I am going to use this opportunity just to set up our next rotation for the most part. Please don't die, baizhu. You're the healer. I kind of want you. Thank you very much. And now we can just start our attack off just as we would normally for this third wave, which is very handy indeed. Did manage to dodge this guy's attack, which is nice. I'm just going to take out the crabs because they can be very annoying. In other abyss clears, I have failed just because of the crabs. And actually, you know what? We're doing very well for time here, if I say so myself. Okay, never mind. That kazuha did not help us dodge a hit. Honestly, I don't know what this guy's doing right now, so I'm just going to stall as much as I can. And now we just kill him with 30 seconds left. We unironically, the fastest chamber was unironically the final chamber, even though this was the boss which had the most HP, as well as Consecrated Beast. So yeah, clearly if you need a team for this Spiral Abyss, then be sure to go for an Arlecchino Overload team, as well as a Neuvillette Hypercarry team, because they are very strong, as you can tell. But yeah, with that being said, let's just move right into our character builds. Well then, as you can see, both of these teams are very good for the current Spiral Abyss, and with that being said, I might as well just go into our character builds. Now, quickly when it comes to our Arlecchino, she is on 70 crit, 202 crit damage. This has helped with her crit ascension, as well as the fact that White Tassel is a crit weapon. And then when it comes to our artifacts, they're alright. 24 CV on the flower. And then luckily we did get, I used to suffer from something I used to call the 24 CV curse, where all my feathers and flowers were 24 CV, but that curse was finally broken with this 38 CV feather. And then our sand is a bit cope, but it gets the job done. Power damage bonus offset, and then this crit damage piece is pretty good by my standards. 3 crit rolls. Unfortunately, 2 of them were min rolls and then 1 was a low roll, but you know what, I will take 3 crit rolls. This is more crit than I have on most of my circuits anyway. And then obviously, as I showed off in the beginning, she is C1 thanks to that double I pulled on her banner, and then her talents are 10-6-6. Now just quickly when it comes to her banner, 250 ER just in case. No healing bonus because lazy. Yeah, just HP, ER, and then these are the substats, just stacking ER just in case of any emergencies. Unfortunately, we don't have him C6. This would provide us with a nice boost, but then our xiangling is C6, so we do get a nice boost from here. And then Globo also to shred pyro res, as well as the C4 duration increase. She is on 4-piece emblem. And then 2511 talents on the catch, as you would expect, and then she is also on 250 ER. Once again, just because I much rather have xiangling on as much ER as possible, just because she can be very annoying to play even with 3 pyros on the team. Then when it comes to our fischl, 61 crit rate, 103 crit damage, 140 ER. She is the solo pyro. I do want to make sure that we do have as much uptime on Oz as possible. On stringless and golden troop, basically having the pieces which weren't good enough for our Furina, which I had to replace. And then C6 luckily, and 6, 11, 10 talents, ignoring the fact that I leveled up the normal attack. Thank you very much. When it comes to our Neuvillette, he is 42 to 29. Now obviously this does become 78 thanks to Marge to say. R5 prototype Amber, so we don't really need ER. And then Circlet is cope as hell with 21% defense, but you know what, this is just the world we live in. On-piece Circlet, HP Sands, and then again just a regular attack percentage here, and then a pretty off-piece Flower to help us carry our crit rate. And then he is C0 on like our Arlecchino and 10-6-7 talents, 2-9-10 on Furina, C0, Golden Troop. You know, just, you know, main thing here is to buff our Fanfare, although she does do a nice little bit of damage herself. Fav, just for extra funneling for the entire team, 65 crit, 183 crit damage. When it comes to our Baizhu, he is on 2-piece, so he's on as much HP and ER as we can have him, possibly. And then he is C0. Obviously, he did come from a very convenient early, which I will gladly take because I love being able to play kazuha with our Neuvillette. He is very useful for our account. And then he is on Fab once again, so we can help to funnel the entire team. On 35 crit, so we can get some Fab procs. 215, so he always gets his burst. And then our Kazuha, wherever he is, over here. 172 ER, so we can get his ult if we need to. 22 crit rate, although honestly I would prefer a bit more. 5, just so, once again, more particles. Honestly, this all just serves to help our Neuvillette deal basically as much, get as many particles as we can, because his burst is very useful. And then C0, and he is triple crown. So there you go, that's all our character builds. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, maybe found this video helpful. Be sure to subscribe for more Spiralbus videos and just more Genshin content as well as Honkai Star Rail. Can't wait until Natland to pull some new characters, since I'm probably going to be skipping Emily, but yeah, with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Once again, subscribe, comment, and like to support the channel, and hopefully I will see you guys in another video. See ya!